Hey y'all, it's Mindy and welcome back to my channel. Today we're in the kitchen cooking up some lasagna. So if you enjoy lasagna and would like to know an easy way to put it together for a weeknight meal, just keep watching. First, I'm going to saute up some fresh garlic and mushrooms. Now, if you don't care for mushrooms in your red sauce, you can omit this step completely and that'll save you even a little bit more time. I do like to have mushrooms in mine and I break them down smaller because my family doesn't really love it as much as I do. So I don't try to leave big hunks of mushrooms in there. But we're going to get those sauteed up a few minutes and then take them out of the pan and start browning our meat. Now I am using ground beef in my recipe. You can definitely use Italian sausage if you wanted to, or any other kind of meat for that matter, turkey meat, ground chicken, any of those is fine, but I had beef on hand, so that's what I'm using. And right now I'm just gonna add in a little bit of garlic and onion to saute, and before I put my meat back in, I went ahead and drained the grease off of it, and so I'm adding that back in now and gonna let all of these flavors mix well together. Ragu is my sauce of choice. I grew up on Ragu. This is not sponsored in any kind of way, but I've just always liked their flavors, and when I don't have time to make sauce from scratch, this is my go-to. But as you see, I do still add a few things to it. You know, we added some garlic and onion in with the meat, and then I'm gonna add those mushrooms back in that we sauteed, a little bit of salt, and then my final ingredient that I add is about 2 tablespoons of sugar. We're gonna give that a good stir and then let it just simmer on the stove. While we're letting that simmer on the stove, we're gonna go ahead and get our cottage cheese mixture mixed up. And I'm using a 16-ounce container of cottage cheese. We're gonna add in about a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, a little bit of garlic powder, probably about a tablespoon, 1 egg, and about a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and give that a good mix. Get everything mixed together really well. This will be used in our layers for the lasagna. A little bit of cheddar cheese, sharp cheddar cheese, on the top of my lasagna. For the middle layers, I usually just use mozzarella and a little bit of Parmesan, but when I do the final layer on top, I do add a little bit of cheddar in there. And now we're going to start putting our lasagna together. I spray a 9x13 pan with some no-stick spray, and then I line the bottom with a little bit of sauce, and we start putting our layers on top of that. And I'm just using the noodles that you do have to boil ahead. I didn't show y'all that, but I do boil them about 8 minutes to where they're still a little firmer. That way they don't get mushy when they cook in the oven. So we do the layer of sauce, the layer of noodles, and then our cottage cheese mixture on top of the noodles. And then on top of the cottage cheese, we put our Parmesan and mozzarella, and then we start back over sauce, noodles, cottage cheese mixture, and mozzarella cheese mixture. And then when we get to the top, that's when we finish it off with some cheese and add in the shredded sharp cheddar as well. Now we're going to put this into our preheated oven at 350 degrees for around 30 to 40 minutes, long enough for the cheese to get good and melted on top. And here's how it turned out. It was very delicious, and I hope you give it a try, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel. That really does help my channel to grow, and it allows me to be able to do more videos like this for you in the future. If you try it out, drop me a comment. Let me know how it turns out for you. Hope you have a great day and take care. Bye, y'all.